everyone. Welcome back to another session of introduction, or what we can say, introduction to construction management. Students, this is our third session on this introduction chapter, and till now we have learned about what is project, what is construction management or project management, phases of a construction project. There were 5 phases: briefing, designing, tendering, construction, and commissioning. After that, just in the previous session, we have covered up 4 topics that was scope of construction management, need or necessity of construction management, objectives of construction management, and at last we have studied functions of construction management. There were 6 or 7 functions which we have included. Planning and scheduling, there were 2. So 6 was original name, but planning and scheduling, so there are 7. So planning and scheduling. Then there was organizing, staffing, directing, controlling, and coordinating. So there were functions of construction management. Also, I have told you about, do not mistaken by the similar name. The question can be asked as phases of construction project as well as phases of construction management. So when you are asked about phases of project, it is briefing, designing answer. And when you are asked about the phases of construction management, then you have to write about planning, scheduling, and other functions. So I hope we are clear up to this point. Now, let us see what we are going to learn today. So today, in this session, we are going to learn another 4 topics. First, importance of planning, scheduling, and controlling. Then we are going to see the project categories, the categories of the various projects, classification of the project. Then resources of a construction project. And at last, we are going to see stakeholders of a construction project. So again, today we are going to see 4 topics, and this will be our last session for the introduction chapter. So starting our session with benefits of planning, scheduling, and controlling. Let us see. So here are the benefits of planning. As we all know that planning gives the answer of what to do and how to do. It is the formulation of the various feasible plans, and out of it we have to select the best possible option with respect of the resource and the constraints such as time, cost, and quality. So that was our planning. So let us look at the benefits of the planning. The first benefit is project plan clearly defines the scope of the project work. Yes, students, when you prepare a plan for a project, when you outline that what you are going to do in a project, so that is a scope of work, that this will come under the responsibility of the contractor, this will come under the responsibility of architecture, this will become under the responsibilities of client or the owner. So project plan clarifies the scope of the work, that who is going to do what work, or what are the boundaries for a specific parties involved in a project. The second benefit is project plan identifies the critical activity, and thus it enables to manage the project by exceptions. Manage by exceptions. Focus on this term, students. Manage by exceptions is a kind of technique or is a kind of terminology which is used in project management, used to denote that project manager allocates the authority that certain level of decisions can be taken by the junior engineer, senior engineer, site supervisor. So that is management by exceptions, that not all the time you have to ask your project manager to do a certain things. You can take the decisions by your own, and that is what is known as delegation of authority. Delegation of authority, we have learned that in the previous session. It identifies the critical activities. Now what it is mean by critical activities? In a project, students, many activities are critical, key activity. Critical, that means when we use the word critical in our normal life, we mean serious. So some of the activities in a project are very serious. We have to perform that activities within the time frame. If they are not in the they are not performed within the time frame, connected activities will get delayed. So that is why they are known as the critical activities. So project plan identifies those critical activities, that these are the key activities which we have to perform perfectly. So that is that is what the benefit of planning. The third benefit is a project plan provides the yardstick for the measuring the actual progress of the work against the planned work. Yes, when the actual work is going on, you have to measure that what was planned and what it is actually happening. So that is so if you don't have a project plan, what do you measure that your project is on time or within budget or within quality? So you must have a project plan. That is a benefit. The next is a project plan helps to achieve continuity in work, especially when the project is transitioned in the nature and the organizational structure of the staff is temporary. Students may majorly in other countries, there are recruitment on the basis of projects, that specific project managers or specific engineers are hired for the specific project. They are not they are not holds the permanent spot in the organization. They are there to achieve to perform the specific part of the project. So if you have a project plan, very well defined project plan, it will help to achieve the objectives, because the recruited person or the engineer is not going to stay permanent. So if he is there for the temporary period of time, the project plan will help to understand that what this project is for, or what are the major key points of this project. The next benefit is the project plan provides the basis of coordination of the efforts between consultant, owner, contractor, and other key parties involved in a project. Yes, if you have a project plan, then and then only can coordination can happen between client's engineer, contractor's engineer, consultant, various involved, when material supply vendors and other parties. So that is what the most significant benefit of planning. And the last benefit of the planning is project plan creates the healthy environment. It promotes the unity of purpose among the functional diversities of the various divisions, and it makes people time and cost conscious. So that is what these are the benefits of the planning. Now let us look at the benefits of scheduling. So here are the benefits of the scheduling. The first benefit is scheduling simplifies the project plan. The bar chart kind of scheduling simplifies the various activities to be performed in the project, and it could be understood very well amongst the various parties involved in the project. So the first benefit is scheduling simplifies the project plan. The next benefit is schedule validates the time objective. Work schedule shows the planned sequence of the activity, that too days wise. So yes, when you prepare the schedule, remember scheduling was when to do, answer of when to do. So here scheduling justifies the time. So there is a complete sequence of activity with the dates, that excavation will happen in this duration to this duration. After that the PCC will happen in this duration to this duration. So schedule validates the time objective. The next benefit is schedule aids the optimization of resources. Yes, when you prepare a proper schedule, you can optimize your resources. You can have the economical use of your resources. Which resource is going to be used at which time of the project? You can identify that. So that is a major benefit. The next is scheduling enables the forecasting of the resources like man, material, and machinery. When you have a proper schedule, as we have I've told you that you can identify that which kind of resource is required at what time of the project. Also, which kind of resource will be activated or will be used on what time span of the project. So that is how you can manage your resources, manage your funds behind the resource management. So that is a major benefit of the schedule. And the last benefit of the scheduling is scheduling implicates the time and cost constraints of the project. So that is what the benefits of scheduling. I hope we are clear about the benefits of planning and benefits of scheduling. Now let us see the last benefit section, that is of controlling. Let us see. Now, to understand the benefits of the controlling, we have to understand this diagram. This diagram shows the management levels. In an organization, when you work, there are certain management levels. So here at the bottom of the triangle, you can see that is supervisors and operators. This is known as operational management. Above them, there are managers, that is known as administrative or project management. Above them, there is project management, and above them, they are director, so that is corporate management. So these are the levels of management. Now let us first understand that what is the benefit of operational control. When we have an operational control at the supervisor level or the operator level, what can happen? They can use the increase the productivity of the resources. They can check over the various activities they are performed within the time or not. They can also check that which resource is completing the work in time or not. Then there are the operators who can check the machineries are working properly or not, or how to reduce the time span of the activity by working by efficient working of the machine. So there are various benefits at the operational level. So the administrative control benefits such as that updates the progress of the work, and updates also remaining balance of the project scope, analyzing the time status of the project, analyzing the project cost and budgets, calculating the cash income flows, cash inflows and outflows. We'll learn what is cash flow in detail in the few sessions. So these are the administrative benefits. Then above them, directional control. So let us see the benefits of directional control. The first benefit is analyzing the time requirement and the cost. We are at the project manager level, so his work is more the analytical. He has to make decision based on the cost and time data. So that is one of the major benefit at the project manager level, that he has to identify that at what stage the project is in terms of time and cost, and what could be done to make it more economical or make it more quality work. And the last is strategic control. So the benefits of the strategic control are determine overall profitability of the project, managing the funds and resources, making it available for the clients and the contractor as well. So these are the higher level decisions which are known as the strategic control. The strategic control benefits to guide the project in a certain direction. So these are the benefits of the controlling. So I hope we are clear up to this point. Now let us see the project categories. So here are the project categories. The first is building construction. Now building construction includes the residential construction, commercial construction, construction of recreational buildings, schools, hospital, police station, restaurants. So these are the buildings. The building sector of a construction industry constitute the larger portion. It gives the shelter and the services to the mankind, so it has the more importance. So this is the building construction. The classifications of the buildings you have already learned in the various subject of the civil engineering, but I am just briefing it here. The second category is infrastructure projects, infrastructural construction. These are the heavy construction. These are the major construction to provide the amenities to the mankind, such as road, bridge, highway, tunnel, dam. These are the infrastructural projects. It includes the airport, docks, harbors, etc. The next is industrial construction. Industrial construction includes the construction of the factories, consumer good production, manufacturing units, the chemical and fertilizer industries. So construction of the various industries, manufacturing plants of various goods. So these are the industrial construction. The next is Special purpose construction. So special purpose works includes the works of emergencies, remedies work, environmental works. So these are the special purpose projects. Apart from this, you can classify the project in terms of duration. That if the project is if project is going to work or going to have take the time of 10 plus years, it is the longer duration. If 3 to 10 years, then the medium duration. If less than 3 years, shorter duration. And the other classification is based on the cost, that over 100 million, 10 to 100 million, 3 to 10 million, less than 3 million. So we can classify the projects based on the time and based on the cost as well. So these are the classifications of the project. Now let us look at the resources which are being used in a construction project. Let us see. So here are the resources which are being used in the construction industry. Generally 4M. The resources are 4M: man, material, machinery, and money. So the manpower includes the technical and the managerial person of the projects, which are your engineers, consultants, supervisors, operators, and the staff. Other than that, the workforce means the labor for your construction work. So that is manpower. The next is material. That is so obvious that there are hundreds and hundreds of material used in the project, such as cement, sand, aggregate, steel, oil, bricks, binding wire. You can pay different kind of paints, stone, granite, marble, tile. So there are hundreds of materials which are being used in the construction industry. Though, so the materials are the essential resource for the construction project. The next is money. To happen the construction, to manage your man and material, you require the money. So you have to manage your fundings, that cash inflows and outflows. Inflow, that means what you are earning and what you are spending. So that is your resource, money. And the last is machinery. Basis on the project, nature of the project, what kind of machinery is required at what time, the fuel, the operator, the hire, the purchase, all aspect of it. The major equipment, the major machinery in current construction industry is the tower crane. You see any project, if it is G plus 10 or G plus 7, there will be an tower crane. So tower crane is the major machinery which are currently being used. Apart from it, you have the JCB, Hitachi, excavation equipment, roller, dumpers, trucks, wagons. Various equipments are coming into the industry day by day. So we have to keep update of this. So these are the resources of the construction industry. I hope we are very much clear up to this point in the session. Now let us look at the last topic of our session, that is stakeholders of a construction project. I am repeating it again, stakeholders of a construction project. First, let us understand what is stakeholder or who is a stakeholder. Let us see. So here are the definition of the stakeholders, that stakeholders are those with any interest of the project's outcome. Yes, a person who is going to be affected by the outcome of the project, that is your stakeholder. That what simply it is. So basically, the stakeholders are project team, the client, the owner, the project manager, the consultants, the vendors, the suppliers, and the end users. So project team members. So these are the major stakeholders of a project. The second definition is according to the project management body of knowledge, which we pronounce as PMBOK. So according to the PMBOK, the project stakeholders are individual and organizations who are actively involved in the project or whose interest may be impact the project positively or negatively. So they are the stakeholders of the project. So more or less both the definitions are the same. So this is the technical definition of the stakeholders. Now let us see in general terms that what are the stakeholders of the project. Let us see. So here are the stakeholders of the project. It includes client, owner, engineer, architect, supervisor, other consultancies, contractors, subcontractor, material vendors, and the end users who are going to use the project. So these all are the stakeholders of the project. And you already know Even the legal bodies, legal authorities, the lawyers are also the stakeholders of the project. So you already know the what is the responsibility or what is the role of a stakeholder in the project. So if I talk about the contractor, his role is the to construct. If I talk about the vendor, his role is to supply. So I'm not going into that details that whose responsibility is what in a project. So that is what stakeholders of the project. Now let me show you a real time example of how many consultancies are involved in a complex project. See, nowadays projects are not, it is like just to construct a building or just to construct the road, that they are becoming complex, very complex. Various kind of amenities, facilities are to be provided in a project. So there are various agencies are to be involved in the work. So coordination between them is to be done by the project management. So let us see an example. So here is the example, which you can see that there is a developer who is an operator. For an example, if I am a developer, I will be my there is a my plot, my land. I am constructing a building, but the building will be operated by you. So there are first two major stakeholders. The one is developer and the one is operator. Under them, you can see in the flow diagram. Then there is architect consultant, structural consultant, MEPF consultant, project management consultancy, cost management consultancy, facility review consultancy. Under them, there are proof consultant, geotech consultant, sound consultant, fire consultant. So various, this is a real-time example. I'm not going to disclose the project details, but these much agencies are involved in a project. Imagine the level of coordination and the project management techniques, use of project management techniques. So that is a very important thing to learn the project management. So I hope we are very much clear up to this point. Hereby we are ending our first chapter, that is introduction. So this is it. That was all about in today's session. In case of any query or doubt, you can always contact me on my mail or my number. Thank you.